Hi, Blair here with MXM. We've been talking about VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. Volatility, how fast things are changing. That's a lot of dynamics happening. Those dynamics interact in different ways. That's complexity. Two dynamics right now are social unrest and the pandemic, and how those are playing out. And then everything from finances and economics and all of that stuff interplays to make decision making much more complex. That's why you need better information technology, better able to make decisions based on real data, and then address that with being an agile company that can change quickly. Some examples of this, and we say, and by the way, at Medallia, they're hearing also a much greater need for enterprise companies to have voice of customer systems in place in this new world, so that they can actually see what's coming much sooner. And this should be like, heating, air conditioning, and water by now for health clubs to have voice of customer systems and really smart systems that can parse a lot of data and give you actionable insights that you can actually, impact your business and your ROI. So some of those things that we're seeing from the Reopen survey and dealing with complexity. So complexity, you've got people coming in and witnessing something brand new. These clubs don't have a lot of people in them in the first few weeks. That's a great feeling, but it's increasing each week. So that's one dynamic. The next dynamic is sales are brisk, and so that's bringing in more new people. There's a second dynamic, and then the other dynamics in play is that you don't have all of your equipment in all your spaces. I'm sitting here in one of our group fitness rooms, and I see we have it laid out for only 15 people. So there's a capacity issue. There's another dynamic. That capacity is going to start to get stressed as people get more and more willing to come back into clubs. Wait a minute. If they get more and more willing to come back into clubs, there's another bit of complexity. All of these things are going to interplay in ways that you can't predict. But your customers are going to be the earliest. It's going to be the canary in the mine shaft, right? They're going to be the earliest ones to start to feel the changes that feel good to them and the changes that feel bad to them. And those changes aren't necessarily changes you're making. Those could be changes that are happening in their lives. Those could be changes that are happening with the increased number of people coming into the club. And by the way, clubs that have been open now for a while that are using our Reopen, they're watching closely how the themes that come out when people are talking. When we ask the question, what's most important to you when you think about still being a member here 6 months from now? What's most important to you? And then we use text analytics to look at that and find themes in that. Availability of equipment is coming up in that. So that then gives you early insights. Is our business model right, and how should we tweak it? What things can we do different? And deal with this VUCA that is increasing greatly on a daily basis. So that's it. Our Reopen feedback system, our shutdown feedback system are free to anybody in the industry, and use them. Please jump on board and use them, and hope your Reopen is successful, and after today, hope the stock market bounces back a lot in the next few days.